Yes, hold on, not to call. I'll leave it in the place. Show me. Okay. And where are your books? Remove your book. And keep the bag on the other bench. See, your place is here. नहीं चलेगा क्या यहाँ पे अच्छा है नहीं इधर अकेले मत बैठ अभी तो तू अकेले बैठा है ना कितना मत करे इसको क्या बोलते हैं किसी को नहीं बोलिए There's your back. मैं ये साइड पे रख. Not there. I won't come to know also. तो का भरोसा नहीं है. I'll be busy teaching. I don't trust. Keep it this side. हाँ? हाँ ठीक है. इसको बोला मुझे इधर बैठ. Last class is for. हाँ तो अभी second batch बैठ. Actually now this is over here. Okay. Vision test. We will be completing the pressure test portion. Okay. वो नहीं सुनेगा तो गुस्सा है क्योंकि मैम ने इधर बैठने को बोला ना. मैंने थोड़ी बोला है. मैम ने बोला तो गुस्सा है. करना है. पास पर you are very got up. Requesting you to do it. तो तेरे को क्या प्रॉब्लम करने में? मैं हर बार बोलता हूँ. कोई बात नहीं उससे स्पेशली नहीं उठाया तो वैसे ही उठा तो दो बोला है. इतना भाई और तू क्या कर रहा है अभी? एक बार से लगा क्या था? हाँ हो गया था. बैठ बैठ. I've done power of music earlier also. Who all were there that time? I'm doing it again now. Again, I will do. For those who are not there, they can. You all can give the whatever I've given to them. What's the base one? Sorry, guys. Wait, बस और सब होने में pencils. Maybe your mother wanted to talk to me about my topic because that is there was that's what I got a feeling that she wants to come and talk about she was done it. So then I waved and then even she waved. It was Arshil's parent who wanted to talk. I would have had so much to talk about. For you, no complaints, no problems. तो भी अच्छा बच्चा थोड़ा फोकस कर ध्यान रहेगा. So power of music have you done? तो आगे आ सकता है ना इतना पीछे क्यों बैठना है? What they'll do? You have to be careful of the one who you here. Okay, about the poet Sukumar Ray, 1887 to 1923. Okay, so you can understand that this poem was written before 1923, that is before India got independence from the British. The power of music, original Kali in Bengali, is a poem from Sukumar Ray's Akutami, The Pure and the Absurd, a collection of nonsense words, children's poems and rhymes in Bengali published in 1923. The collection was translated into English by Professor Sukanta Chaudhary. Although not many realized it at the time of its publication, many poems in Amar Tahul contain skillfully hidden criticism and satire of the state of society. Satire means it's like a joke or humor, right? Where they are criticizing, but they are doing it in an indirect manner. So, the satire of the state of society and the administration of 20th century colonial India, Bengal in particular. They managed to embed implicit feelings of a subversive nature in his nonsense rhymes for children, a clever way of escaping the rigorous censorship of the press by the British administration in India at the time. What do we mean by censorship of the press? Yes, correct. Censorship means not to allow. Censorship means to control. So, if the British is ruling the country, they will not allow anyone to write against the British, right? So here, what he did in this poem was he's criticizing the British only, but he is saying it in an indirect. The power of music is a humorous account of the determined efforts of the irrepressible Bhishmalochan Sharma. Irrepressible means who cannot be controlled. He doesn't listen to anybody. Bhishmalochan Sharma to entertain those around him with his tuneless singing, despite their frantic pleas and protests. These are requests. Okay? So they all request him, try all sorts of, they get angry, they get affected by it, they try all sorts of ways and then stop him from singing, but does he listen? No, doesn't listen. Read the poem to find out how he eventually means this man. So how can you connect this with the British? So Bhishmalochan Sharma will represent the British that have all their laws which are not in favor of us, which we didn't want at that time. Okay? And all the things mentioned, like trees are mentioned, houses and fish and bullock carts and horses, how animals are also affected. Okay? All those represent the country at that time. Okay? And at the end, there is one billy goat. Billy goat is a male goat. That stops him from doing that, from singing. Okay? So that billy goat represents whom? Yes, the Indians and those freedom fighters who were successful in getting rid of the power of things. Kumar, 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 इधर बैठ को हाथ ना कर दे बोल तो बोल ये सामने तो ऐसे क्यों कर रहा है किसी की नहीं है अरे सुकुमार बोल रही हूँ का देख ना रे लिखा हुआ है ना बोल ना you come in the front ना एक बेंच छोड़ के बैठ they'll keep you ना so to keep your life safe keep one bench आगे ध्यान नहीं देना सपने में इसका क्या सोच रहे हैं इसके बारे में सोच रहे हैं आज भी क्या दिन हाँ आज तो बोलना चाहिए था ना अरे कोई सेब राखी में वो ले लेगी नहीं लेने का है वो पता चल गया है किया लास्ट टाइम नहीं किया What did he explain anyway? ऐसा नहीं है, they won't really like that. Yes. Poet's name is? Read the poem. Poet. Ah. Okay. When summer comes, we hear the hums, Vishwanochan Sharma. You catch his train on hill and plain from Delhi down to Burma. He sings as though he staked his life. He sings as though he's an event. The people gaze, retire, amazed, although they know it's well meant. They're trampled in the panic rout, languish demons, and plead, my friend, you're near our end. Oh, stop your singing. The bullocks are overturned and horses line the roadside, but Ishmanochan, unconcerned, goes moving out his broadside. The wretched brutes send the flare, the hour they hear it sounded. They whine and stare with feet in air or wonder quite confounded. The fishes dive below the lake in frantic search for silence. The very trees collapse and shake to hear the crash of. And in the sky, the feathers fly, turtle bite their way. Again we cry, you're going to die. Oh, won't you stop your singing? But Bhishma's soared beyond our reach, wherever we plead and grumble. The welkin weeps to hear his speech, and mighty great ships stumble. But now there comes a billy goat, a most sagacious fellow. He downs his horns and charges straight, with bellow answering bellow. The strains of song are tossed and whirled by blasts of violence, and Vishwanochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. तो समझा? कुछ भी नहीं समझा. So when summer, keep your pencils in your hands to write the meanings and words. Right. What is coming out of? About में रखने का systematically. Pouch नहीं है ना? Boys, who will have a pouch? 1, 4 only. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't. Sharpener. Eraser. Such one. Means there's such one in your bag. Chalo. So when summer comes, we hear the hums. Hums write down singing. When summer comes, we hear the hums. Ishmanochan Sharma means we hear the singing of Ishmanochan Sharma. You catch his train write down song. You catch his train on hill and plain from Delhi down to Burma. Burma right now Myanmar. Okay, so which means everywhere it can be heard, just like the British ruled the whole of India. So on hill and plain means whatever the landscape may be and whichever direction the place may be, all over his singing is heard. He sings as though he staked his life, staked right down, put on bet. put on that. He sings as though he staked his life. He sings as though he is hell-bent. Hell-bent means what? Hell-bent means determined. Okay? So, he sings as though he is determined to sing and not stop at all. The people based retire amazed, although they know it's hell-bent. Dazed, write down, confused, shocked. Dazed, confused, shocked. Okay? So the people dazed, retire amazed, retire, leave, leave, L-E-A-V, leave. Although they know it's well meant. So it has no effect on Bhishma Lochan Sharma. They're trampled in the panic round. Trampled is crushed. Write down, crushed. They are trampled in the panic round. Panic round, write down, stampede. S-T-A-M-P-E-D. Or languish, pale and sickly. Languish, write down, suffer. Okay, so what is a stampede? बहुत crowd होता है भगदड़. So in that people can fall, they'll get crushed, some might even die. So they are crushed in the panic round or languish, pale and sickly, or they suffer and they become pale and sick. And plead. Plead means what are we doing? Pleading is requesting. And plead, my friend, we are near our end. Won't you stop your singing quickly? Means we are going to die. Please stop singing. Right? So he's taken it to that such an extent. The bullock carts are overturned. So now we speak about how the animals are getting affected. The bullock carts are overturned and horses line the roadside. Line the roadside, write down, stand aside. They stop walking and stand aside. But Bhishma, unconcerned, goes booming out his broadside. Unconcerned, write down, unbothered. Unconcerned, unbothered. And booming out his broadside, write down, singing harshly. Singing harshly, because it's not. Sorry, Purnala? Are you both able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sansi, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Suppose booming out his broadside means continue singing harshly. The wretched brutes resent the flare, the hour they hear it sounded. Wretched brutes, write down, pitiful animals. Pitiful animals, P-I-T-I-F-U-L. Brutes are animals. So wretched brutes are the pitiful animals. Resent the flare. Resent, write down, dislike. The blare means they're comparing Bhishma Lochan singing to a blare. Blare क्या होता है? Blare of a horn. Is that pleasant? Not at all. So they are comparing this to a blare. So the wretched brutes present the blare. The hour they hear it sounded. The hour they hear it sounded means the same hour that they hear the singing, they dislike it. They whine and stare with feet in air or wonder quite confounded. Whine and stare. Whine is to cry out. Whine means grown up. Crying in pain is whining. So they whine and stare with feet in air or wonder quite confounded. Confounded, write down, highly upset. The fishes dive below the lake in frantic search for silence. Below the lake means to the bottom of the lake. So the fishes also don't like the song and they dive to the bottom of the lake where hopefully they feel they can get some peace. Frantic search for silence. Frantic means desperate. When you lose something, you're frantically looking for it. Means you're desperately looking for something. So what are the fishes looking for frantically? For silence. The very trees collapse and shake. Collapse, write down, uproot. The trees also get uprooted. You hear the crash a mile hence. Why are they getting uprooted? Due to the vibrations of that loud noise. So the very trees collapse and shake. You hear the crash a mile hence means at a mile's distance you can hear the tree falling, crashing. And in the sky, the feathered fly, underline and write down birds. Feathered fly refers to birds. Turn turtle while they're winging. Turn turtle means upside down. Down. Turn turtle while they're winging. Winging means flying. Okay. Again we cry, you're going to die. Oh, won't you stop your singing? But Bhishma's soared beyond our reach. Soared, singing loudly. Okay, Bhishma's apostrophe, why is it given? Bhishma apostrophe S. Bhishma's soared. Means Bhishma's singing has soared. Okay, beyond our reach. Beyond our reach means what? We cannot control it in any way. However, we plead and grumble. Grumble is complain. Itna bhi request karo, itna bhi grumble karo, complain karo. Vishwalochana doesn't listen to us. The falcon weeps. Falcon is the sky. The falcon weeps to hear his screech. Again, see, sound is being compared to screech. What is a screech? Vehicle screeching. When you're going at a fast pace and you pull the brakes, that sound is a screeching sound. Is that a pleasant sound? No. So his singing is being compared to this screech. So the falcon weeps to hear his screech and mighty nations stumble. Mighty nations write down strong buildings. Even the strong buildings fall. Now this part is the twist in the tail, the billy goat. But now there comes a billy goat. Billy goat, write down male goat. A most sagacious fellow, sagacious, wise. So this billy goat is the wisest one. But now there comes a billy goat, a most sagacious fellow. He downs his horns. Downs is puts down. How they attack with their horns, no? So they put down their horns. So he downs his horns and charges straight. Charges is attacks straight with bellow answering bellow. Bellow, answering bellow means bellow of the goat, answering bellow of Bhishmalochan. Because no one was an equal match for Bhishmalochan, and this sagacious goat was one that was of an equal match that could bring Bhishmalochan under control. So bellow, answering bellow. Bellow, first bellow is sound of the goat, and the second bellow is the sound of Bhishmalochan. And now he got someone of his match. The strains of song are tossed and whirled by blasts of brutal violence. Tossed is thrown up, like when an animal attacks, or if you are thrown by a car, what happens? You're thrown and then you turn in the air. Okay, so that is what we are saying here. Because Bhishmalochan has got flying in the air. So toss and whirled. Whirled is circled by blasts of brutal violence. And Bhishmalochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. So finally now, Bhishmalochan grants silence to the entire world. Okay. Now you all read together, all of you all. Any doubts? Read together everyone. 3, 2, 1, start. When summer comes, we hear the hums. Bhishmalochan Sharma. Crash his straight on from Delhi. Same that flower his judgment life. Things that slow his hell. The people based ran based on the faith. I think now there comes the because of our house and birds are last of his garments, and Bhishmalochan found the world the golden side. Someone can answer that. What all are initially what all have they spoken about the things that get affected? First they have spoken about the people. What happens to the people? They are trampled in the panic rout or languish, pale and sick. So first they have spoken about people. Next they have spoken about bullock carts. After bullock carts they have spoken about horses. After horses, what have they spoken about? Fishes. After fishes, trees. After trees, birds. After birds, then sky. Sky. After sky, mighty nature. 8 things they mentioned. और कुछ मिस हुआ? कोर्ट तो वही है जो अटैक करता है. So court is called apart. Boat is not getting affected. Boat affects the followed. What is affected? Huh? Sorry? Animals. Beautiful animals that is generally. Okay, now write down. Rhyme scheme ABC. Figure scheme. First line. Now their alliteration is just circle the alphabets. Huh? Don't write the word alphabet. बहुत सारे हैं alphabets. Understood now what I said? ये अब ये first वाला alliteration है. When summer comes, we hear the hums. तो सबकी तरफ word पूरा मत लिखो. Circle करो WW को. So you understand it's an alliteration. Where is she writing? Okay. So when we hear W and W, you catch a train on hill and plain from Delhi down to Burma. What figure of speech is that? Exaggeration कौन सा वाला है? Hyperbole. HYPERSE. पर सीधा सुन. H एक था नहीं है इसमें hyperbole. ध्यान पीछे ना. तेरा भी ध्यान उधर है क्या? ज्यादा है डांस कर ले. HYPERGOLE. What is the meaning of exaggeration? हाँ बड़ा चढ़ा के. What is it called? बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलना. Is there any one word for that? Exactly. That one. Oh, wonderful. That's the English is better. Oh, I mean, to speak it for me, your life is great. Right. And okay. So that line hyperbole mark किया. तो क्या बात करने को टाइम मिल रहा था? क्या बात कर रहा? Think as though he's take the slide, think as though he's helping. So as and as, that's a repetition. As and as, word is repeated, so it's called repetition. Even this is their alliteration. See, he sings as though he's take. He sings as though he's helping. He is helping to be a head agent. The people they retire away, although they know it. Their transference is there is nothing. Stop your singing that line. See somewhere in the middle. That's alliteration. S and S. Harsh, stop your singing circle नहीं किया है. Yeah. कहाँ पे? Then that line of horses line the roadside. Mark that as personification. They are personified. Even that line, the wretched brutes resent the player, the art they hear it sounded. That is personification again. And last line, feathered fly, alliteration, turned turtle, alliteration to FFL. Next page, second line. Stop your singing SS. SS. Then Delkin leaps. That's alliteration because sky bright. Billy Goat also, Billy Goat sagacious fellow, that's alliteration. क्यों ध्यान उधर चला गया? Billy Goat sagacious fellow, that's alliteration, that is personification. What happened? First we said I said I, that's what you want. Yesterday I thought that's personification. Then fourth last line. The strains of song SS. Which is a code SS. The line below that also last will be the alliteration. Then last line, golden gift of silence, that's metaphor. Metaphor, and also there is alliteration in that GC, golden gift. Okay. Now down where that space is, write down these 4-5 lines. First point you write, put an asterisk. The poet accepts that music touches the heart, and rejuvenates. REJEUVENATES. क्या है स्पेलिंग? बोल क्या लिखा? सही टाइम पे तेरा गला खराब हो गया. बोल. Rejuvenates the soul. Rejuvenates means what? Refreshes, re-energizes. Right? When your mind is distracted, you're feeling disturbed, you want some mental peace. What do you do very often? Just listen to some music, right? It is soothing. Full stop. However, comma, noise, comma, however, noise in the name of music is irritating and must be stopped. And must be stopped. Next point, write down. Just like music, comma, power too can be misused. Power too, comma, can be misused. Because क्या लिखा? Yes. On the top, write down satire. There, second para, third line, the word satire is there. So write down satire. In that intro part, in the intro part, the word satire is there. Second para, third line. Use of satire. Yeah. So satire, write down or up somewhere, right? It's a down or use of humor, HUMOUR, slash or comma, irony, comma, exaggeration, EXAGG, exaggeration to criticize people's, people apostrophe S, people's stupidity, or vices. Or vices, VICES. Vice का meaning क्या है? बुराइयां. Opposite of vice is virtue. Virtue are your good deeds and vices are your bad deeds. Direct 20. No, MCQ we can see. Now I have to. What is it? Where? What? Is the okay, so tell the answers. That Bhishma Lochan singing was hmm? कैसे करूँ इसमें? Where is that? Answer. इसमें थोड़ा करती हूँ जितना होता है. Okay. Feathered fly turn turtle while they are winking. What does this mean? Turn upside down. What does the best phrase panic route imply? Chaotic situation. Which are the geographical locations mentioned? Yeah. So which option? What kind of a poem it is? Which of the following lines contain the same literary device? Okay. As welcome weeks. B. Personification. Actually, A will also fit here because this is also an alliteration. But primarily, this will be a personification. Select this relationship wala we now get. Here. Golden gift of silence, what does it convey? Poetic device used repeatedly. Hyperbole. Said metaphor. Who said? Who said metaphor? Who said it? Which of these statements is not which one? In what state of mind are the human listeners? The satire in the poem is directed against bad loud singing. When can weeps again? Here is each which literary device. Personification. Select the option that shows the most funny events. Guys can given here, but actually it's words. What kind of person? Which of these animals are pitied? What's this? Why horses? Because before that they've spoken about the bullock part and the horses. And then they've spoken about wretched food. So it will be horses. Which of these collapse? You already give answer. Why you talking behind me talking? Yeah, please. How is the Billy code different? That is it. Be intelligent. क्या हो गया? हाँ. Now this is a helmet. Are there more? This. Yes, Harsh. On maybe. बिना देखे ही बोला था हर्ष. हर्ष is so alert, huh? He's seen मेरा partner बता रहा है कि नहीं. You catch his train on hill and plain. What is referred to as his train? Genre. Concept words. Beginning में दिया है intro में. What kind of person? What did not happen? What did not happen? Yeah. They were able to, so they were not able to. So that is which figure of speed? Pull-up carts are overturned and horses lie the roadside. Wretched crews. What happens? What happens to the birds? Who's control? They turn turtle, है ना? So he's losing control. Pretty good. Five. What? No, wrong that is. Wise man only, not compared to Ishmael. Which of the following golden gift? Who grants? No? But where that was wise man, that is not good. Which of the following grants? So and Ishmael also, brother, what helped him grant? Same literary welcome please again. Then I learned upon a Popeyes gate when frost was spectre grey. Context question. Chalo, बस हो गया. See, genre is satire. Okay? Exaggeration describe the overwhelming effect. So like that, when you study poem, या कोई भी chapter करते हो, so first read from this, okay, from the text to understand properly, and then you can refer to your resource book and the letters. Question answer पढ़ के भी सीखते हो. Okay? चलो, take your break.